For one fall. Introducing first in the ring to my right, from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 234 pounds, Barry O. His partner from Minneapolis, Minnesota, at 293 pounds, Jim Haley. And their opponents. From Syracuse, New York, weighing 238 pounds, Mike Rotundo. And from Sweetwater, Texas, at 240 pounds, Barry Windham.
Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo, the ex-champs. I'll tell you, these two guys, they are so fired up since they lost the title. They want a chance to regain it. When they go, I'll tell you, they are just something else. They are so full of fire, energy, and they want to prove to everybody that they can recapture those titles given the chance, and I think we're going to see a lot of action in this bout.
Yes, indeed, and Lou Albano, back in the dressing room, really had these guys primed up. Windham and Rotundo. When it was time for them to come out, they were ready for bear. Off the rope, down, look at this. Over again, Rotundo right back at him. Nice reversal. Missing with the elbow, and Barry O up. Oh, and now Barry O missing. Tag made now. Barry, this is the way he likes to come into the ring by way of the top rope. Tag made. Jim Haley now trying his luck. And Windham, no, reversing things. Haley off the rope. Windham right on top of him. Has him down for the count, two. No. Windham with the right hand. Windham now with Haley into the rope to the near side and out. An elbow knocks big Jim Haley down to the canvas.
Jim Haley's a big man, but Windham is just a little too quick for him and just completely outmaneuvering him.
Windham and Rotundo, and look at Windham with a power slam, hooks the leg, and can't quite get him. Windham and Rotundo do not let up one bit. They are perpetual motion. Look at that nice blow right in a count of two, and that's all they can get. Haley is being turned every which way but loose.
I'll tell you, these two guys, they got so many moves in that ring with such tremendous speed and agility and versatility. They just make one fantastic team. They're really exciting to watch. Rotundo and Barry Windham.
Always moving in there and always communicating at all times. Windham and Rotundo. Haley, I would think by now, would like very much to tag his partner Barry O. As Haley, no, nice reversal. Earlier on he was taking over, but right now he's taking an elbow. Haley over the hip. Windham with a standing side headlock and takes the big man over, reaches back for the tag. Barry Windham with Haley, and Haley better do something soon or he's not going to be here. Oh, what a drop kick. Ooh, my.
He caught him right in the face. I mean, he caught him smack in the face. I'll tell you, that Haley really went down, and he is feeling the effects of that drop kick. And Windham is on right now, whipping him, woo, very hard, right to that buckle.
No, sir. Windham a little overzealous there. Not that Haley's that quick. Haley reversed by Windham. Tag is made. And they're trying to set him up now. Haley off the rope, up in the air, and into an airplane spin. Mike Rotundo with Jim Haley going round and round. Boy, does he ever have him going. Jumps him on his back, covers him, hooks the leg, cinches it up, and gets three. Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo victorious over Barry O and Jim Haley.
Here are your winners, the team of Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo.
Wyndham and Rotundo. They would like very much to have the opportunity to once again become tag team champions of the World Wrestling Federation.
Well, I'd have to say that right now, Barry Windham, Mike Rotundo have got to be the #1 contending tag team for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship belts held by the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. Please, however, consider other tag teams like the SPC, the South Pacific Connection, reunited once again, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Ricky Steamboat. In addition, take a look at Junkyard Dog and Tito Santana. So many tag teams vying for the big money and the big, prestigious, coveted World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship belts. Currently held and held tightly by Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik under the direction of the classy Fred Blassie. There is more All American Wrestling right around the corner. Don't go away.
I'd now like to introduce the contestants for this event. First, from Kensington, New York, weighing 235 pounds, Paul Roma. His opponent, from Kansas City, Kansas, weighing 248 pounds, Cowboy Bob Orton.
Well, they call him the technician, the wrestling technician, or they call him Ace, bodyguard to Roddy Piper. Either way, it's Cowboy Bob Orton and Paul Roma. There's the bell. Right now, Orton telling Roma, move back. Move back while I get set here. Okay, there they go. Cowboy Bob Orton and Paul Roma.
And as you can see, Jack, Cowboy Bob Orton's wrestling with that controversial cast on his forearm. Suffered a broken arm, I believe, at the hands of the Superfly. And Roma catches Orton. Oh, drop kicking into that turnbuckle and a beautiful arm drag takedown. And Cowboy Bob Ace is backing into the corner, Jack.
All right, Ace right now. Oh, I'll tell you, Paul Roma starting out like a house of fire. He was all set. He was all set to end this match as early as possible. Cowboy Bob right now trying to get a breather, but coming back with an assault of his own.
Well, I'll tell you, Paul Roma's a put-together young man. You can't take him too lightly. And Orton, I think, got caught a little lackadaisical at the start. But Cowboy Bob's getting it together now. Big body slam there, Jack.
Paul Roma feeling the effects of that tremendous body slam. There's an Irish whip. Look at that. Oh, caught the elbow. Caught the elbow right in the head area.
It looked like he caught him right on the chin with that one, and that'll knock you out quick, and then a stomp right to the face, Jack.
All right, the technician going to work on Paul Roma. You know, there's been a lot of controversy about that particular, that plastic cast that Cowboy Bob Orton has, but evidently he has been given permission by the physicians of the World Wrestling Federation to work with that particular cast on.
Well, I'll tell you, he just performed a beautiful double-arm suplex with that cast, so apparently it can't be hurting Ace too bad. Drops a big right hand on the back of the head of Paul Roma and then kicks him right there. Drops that knee in there, and Roma's hurting right now, Jack.
Paul Roma feeling the effects of Cowboy Bob Orton, as Orton right now really taking control of this bout.
Cowboy Bob smiling and telling the referee, ask him, ref. Putting the pressure with that chin lock on Paul Roma, but Roma's a strong kid. Orton's going to need more than that to take him. Drives him face first into that mat cover.
Oh, that had the sting. The mat getting pounded there. The face getting pounded into the mat, and Cowboy Bob coming right back.
Picks him up. What's he going to do with him? Backbreaker, presses him overhead, and then down into the backbreaker.
Oh.
Whoa, what a move by Cowboy Bob Orton, and then poses for us.
Oh, he's loving it.
I like it. Pose for us, Bobby Orton.
He's loving it right now as he continues this assault against young Paul Roma.
He's setting him up for the, the superplex. He's setting him up for the superplex, Jack. Big shot to the jaw, and that's what shakes him up enough. Here it comes. Cowboy Bob Orton, Ace's superplex. Watch this one, Jack.
I can hardly wait. Look at that. My goodness.
He could get a 10 count right now.
There is absolutely no defense against that move. Once Cowboy Bob Orton comes in with that reverse suplex, that famous Cowboy Bob Orton suplex, look out, that's all she wrote.
The winner of the match, Cowboy Bob Orton.
There's your winner, Cowboy Bob Orton against Paul Roma. Oh, I'll tell you, you talk about a man with a mission. Here's the replay right now. Here we go. Roma up on top. And look at the tremendous pressure being applied right now. Look at that. That reverse suplex, the super suplex by Cowboy Bob Orton, your referee with a 3 count. And I'll tell you, he is something else. They call him Ace. They call him the Technician.
All right, fans, stay tuned. More exciting World Wrestling Federation action right around the corner. The superstars of the World Wrestling Federation. Such tremendous talent and gifted athletes. One of the most talented, one of the most gifted, I would have to say. Tremendous second-generation professional wrestler from Pittsburgh, PA. And, of course, the son of the living legend, Bruno Sammartino, David Sammartino. I'll tell you, if it's been, what, 7, 8 months that you've been at the World Wrestling Federation. Of course, you grew up with this great federation, but size up the competition for me. The level of competition here, absolutely second to none. Do not you agree?
Oh, yes, I do agree. You know, when you talk about competition, when you talk about extreme talent, when you talk about the best in the wrestling today, you have to mention the WWF, because this is where the top-notch wrestlers compete. And I'm just proud to be here, and I'm proud to be competing against them all.
Okay, I'm very curious. You have done so very, very well in the World Wrestling Federation. I know that there's been a lot of input, a lot of influence on the part of your father in your career. What do you do on a day-to-day or on a weekly basis that involves your father, the former World Wrestling Federation's heavyweight champion?
Well, me and Dad, you know, not only do we train, you know, when I come into Pittsburgh, but we talk a lot.
He's jogging a lot, I know that. Does he get you out on the streets?
Oh, yeah, Dad does. You know, Dad's a health fanatic all the way around, you know. And because of that, that's the way I grew up, you know, always involved in physical fitness. And he always stressed how important that has to do with professional wrestling. And
the same for me. I just took a life insurance physical and passed with flying colors. Unfortunately, it's only for 15 grand, but go ahead. Yeah.
But he always stressed how important that was with professional wrestling, and I grew up that way, and I came from the same mold.
I thank you very much. One of the greats of the World Wrestling Federation, David Sammartino. I'll give you a jingle, see how you're doing. Terrific. You planted cucumbers, you're kidding. I love to hear it. Well, Mom, I know the garden is a big... Hold on a second. Yes.
Let's go.
Oh. Mom, I'm going to have to call you back. Happy Mother's Day. The whip is out. Okay? Very good. All right, fans, I talked earlier on about what I consider to be our feature match this week here on All American Wrestling. The return of Rocky Johnson. Was that my mother?
My mother.
Oh, well, whoever. Rocky Johnson, as he squares off right now against the pride and joy of Brooklyn, New York, Mr. Steve Lombardi. Let's go up to the ring and get the formal introductions for this match.
This is a one-fall contest. Introducing first to my left, from Washington, D.C., weighing 251 pounds, Rocky Johnson. His opponent from Brooklyn, New York, weighing 248 pounds, Steve Lombardi.
Steve Lombardi to meet Rocky Johnson. And Johnson has proven himself to be one of the premier athletes in the World Wrestling Federation today.
He certainly is. I thought here's a guy who's always in great shape, a crowd pleaser. He's been around a good while. He has met the best, and he's been successful against the best. He's always great to watch in that ring.
Lombardi, in his own right, has been doing quite well for himself, having gained a great deal of experience.
He's come a long way in the past year or so, this Lombardo. He's quite aggressive and quite tough in there.
Been a Rocky Johnson kicking out all the way. Look at that nip up and ready to go. Oh, arm drag takedown. Rocky hooks him again.
So, you know, to me, that's a mistake. When a guy like Lombardi comes charging again against a very clever and experienced man like Johnson, he completely throws himself off balance, and Johnson just sitting back, waiting to pull a maneuver like that, an arm drag in this case. You cannot do that and achieve anything by rushing a guy like Johnson.
Lombardi certainly taking his time entering the ring. I guess you can't blame him for that.
No, why not? He's trying to recoup there a little bit. Those drags don't look like a lot, but each time, you know, you get thrown on that ring, it does take a little something out of you.
Like maybe a shoulder.
Nice threatening with the fist, and you don't do that with Rocky Johnson. He's had experience in that department, too.
Look at that. Rocky with Lombardi, and he bites the dust into the buckle. Nice maneuver by the Rock.
That'll rearrange the nose on your face a little.
You alluded earlier to the amateur boxing skills of Rocky Johnson.
Exactly. He knows how to use his fists.
And the Rock is aptly named. He is built like a rock.
I've never seen this man out of shape. I've known Rocky for, I don't know, maybe 13, 14 years. And he's always kept himself in fantastic shape. He spends an awful lot of time in the gym. When he goes in that ring, he's always prepared, no matter who he's... Look at that.
Left jab there by the Rock. And a right hand. It sends Lombardi to the canvas, and he is in pain.
If Lombardi was smart, the last thing in the world he would try to do with a guy like John is try to box with him. You know, he knows that the guy's... Johnson's had a lot of experience in that department. He knows that he can't compete with him, but that was a silly maneuver, in my opinion.
Lombardi spinning Rocky Johnson around. Oh, regular face by Lombardi. Lombardi with a attempt at a forearm. Right hand then. Lombardi working over Rocky Johnson in the corner. Lombardi throwing those rights in there, but doesn't really seem to have an effect. And Rocky Johnson coming out. Rocky now throwing a fist in his own right. Rocky going downstairs, upstairs, and Lombardi for the ride. And out, back body drop. Rocky with a flying. He is flying all over the place. Another flying drop kick. And the Rock gets ahead of steam, hooks the hips, gets Lombardi over, and gets a 3 count. Rocky Johnson. The Rock better than ever.
Here is your winner, Rocky Johnson.
Rocky Johnson victorious, and he certainly has his legions of fans here, and he is all business. To and from the ring, and when he's in there, he is definitely all business. Let's go back for the replay and pick it up, Bruno.
Well, over here we see some real quick drop kicks. Look at this, way up high on Lombardi's face. There's one, and I believe, let's see if he comes up with a second one or if he comes with the sunset flip over here, takes him over, hooks him, hooks the arms, and holds him down for a count of 3. Rocky Johnson victorious again, and he looks great.
Yes, indeed. And Rocky Johnson, hometown Washington, D.C., on his way moments ago to yet another victory in the World Wrestling Federation. I'm sure we'll be seeing a great deal more of Rocky Johnson in the weeks to come. And you can bet there'll be a number of competitors lining up to meet The Rock. And I would suspect, as Bruno Sammartino brought out earlier on, The Rock will be ready for each and every one of them. He is always ready in tip-top condition. Rocky Johnson, victorious.
Well, I must say, ladies and gentlemen, Rocky Johnson back and better than ever. Rocky Johnson, of course, at one time, World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champion, co-holder of those coveted belts, along with Tony Atlas. Rock ready now for whether it be tag team or single competition. He is ready, and we're glad to have him back. Hey, who gave me this pink slip? You got to be... I don't know. Obviously, somebody thought I'd look good in a pink slip. There is tag team action right now. Let's go up to the ring for the formal introductions. Please help me.
A tag team attraction scheduled for one fall. Introducing first to my left, the manager, Jimmy Hart. And Jimmy Hart presents his tag team combination comprised of, from Reno, Nevada, weighing 280 pounds, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. And from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, at 231 pounds, Bret Hart. Their opponent, from Atlantic City, New Jersey, weighing 225 pounds, Jimmy Londos. And from New York City, at 235 pounds, Jim Powers.
Jim Powers, along with Mike Londos, we're told. And starting things off, Jim Powers against the Anvil, one of the strongest men in the World Wrestling Federation. He is a real powerhouse.
Definitely, and this is a tag team to be reckoned with. Neidhart and Bret Hart, because as you know, Bret Hart can wrestle scientifically, but manager Hart has got Bret Hart definitely breaking rules now. Definitely roughing it up in the ring, and here he comes.
Bret Hart, Neidhart, and Jimmy Hart. And with all that heart in there, there is absolutely no compassion whatsoever.
Definitely.
Bret Hart driving the knee into Jim Powers, driving it hard in the chest area. Headbutt, and down goes Powers again. The combination of Bret Hart and Neidhart, thus far undefeated in the World Wrestling Federation. Off the rope now, missing with the elbow, right back at him. Powers, drive body pass, 1, 2, almost got him at a count of 3, and Jim Neidhart interrupting things. A tag was quickly made. Mike Londos folding right up like an accordion. Bret Hart, ooh my, Londos takes a knee to the back.
You can definitely see Jimmy Hart has schooled his men in tag team wrestling. If your man gets in trouble, you save him if you want to win the match.
Frequent tag made, and wide open Londos is a right hand, right into the midsection. The Anvil, Jim Neidhart, drives down to the canvas, Mr. Londos.
The smart thing of tag team wrestling is keep your opponent in your corner.
Look at this. Into the rope again. Just keeps throwing him in there. Finally kicks him to the outside. What's happening outside? Bret Hart now with this Londos kid. Ooh, my.
And look at Jimmy Hart. He loves it. He loves it. Manager Jimmy Hart watching the dirty work of his new protege, Bret Hart, and new tag team, Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart.
Londos really in bad shape as he is dragged into the ring by the Anvil, Jim Neidhart. And again, we alluded earlier to the frequent tag. What's this? Oh, my goodness. Count of 2 and lights out at 3. Jim Neidhart, Bret Hart, and manager Jimmy Hart. And they have really done a number on Mike Londos.
Here are your winners, the team of Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret Hart.
Jimmy Hart congratulating both men, and we'll go back and pick up the replay.
Here you can see the Anvil wheeling Londos into the rope. A tag has already been made. Jim Neidhart catches him, and Bret Hart clotheslines him off the bear hug from Jim Neidhart. Good move. These guys look like a veteran team, and they haven't been together that long, Vince McMahon.
How do you think they would fare, Neidhart and Bret Hart, managed by Jimmy Hart? How would they fare against the former tag team champions, Mike Rotundo and Barry Windham?
I think it'd be an excellent matchup, personally. A very, very good matchup.
You know, we were just commenting here on the World Wrestling Federation Sports Control Center that Jimmy Hart most assuredly has accomplished what he set out to do with Bret Hart and Jim the Anvil Neidhart. He has made a very viable, a very powerful, and a very formidable combo out of these two gentlemen, one from Reno, Nevada, the other one a native of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Bret Hart. By the way, fans, don't forget later on in this program, six-man tag team action like you will not believe. And stay tuned, upcoming, Jesse Ventura in the Body Shop. Individual hosts Piper's Pit as a regular feature of the World Wrestling Federation. And now Jesse the Body Ventura. And here's a man that states that he can be unbiased. He can be totally objective. Let's find out. I'm certain he can be condescending when he talks to the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov.
Jesse the Body Ventura's Body Shop. And I want to take time out. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. I want to bring in the tag team champions of the world. Freddie, before I get down to anything, I want to say something to the Sheik. Ah, hila, hey, la, la, Allah Akbar.
Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar.
Now, we don't have to yell, we don't have to scream, because what I got out here are the two finest tag team wrestlers in the world today. Ain't that right, classy Fred Blassie?
That's right. You know what I can't understand? These pencil neck cakes here from Canada keep saying USA, USA. They mustn't be proud of their country.
Well, I don't know about that, but I sure am proud to have the champions of the world here. Nikolai Volkov, former Russian Olympian. How do you feel being champion of the world? What's it feel like?
I believe that this belt here came to the right place in a position Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik to the greatest country in the whole world, mother of all athletes. Just like was Pashki, the greatest wrestler in the world from Iran, Midget of the greatest wrestler from Russia, and now here you have Iron Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik.
Allah Akbar.
Allah Akbar, Jesse the Body, Salam Alaikum. Everybody know that Jesse the Body and Jesse the Body know the Iron Sheik. Look at us. Lot of jealous people, like the Jesse the Body said, jealousy never get you nowhere. Look at us. Look at how we work hard.
This is the champions of the world. This is Jesse the Body saying goodbye from the Body Shop. That is.
Oh my, how would you like to take a fender to that guy in the Body Shop? Jesse the Body Ventura, certainly very patronizing in discussing the championships that are currently held by Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Champions. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we don't want you to go away. Six-man tag team bout right around the corner. Get this, Johnny Rodz teaming up with Jim Powers and Doc Butler to meet the Junkyard Dog, Tito Santana, and the return of Pedro Morales to the World Wrestling Federation in this special six-man tag. That's coming up. Don't go away. We're right back. On within the ranks of the World Wrestling Federation, I guess the real bombshell, the fact that Bobby the Brain Heenan has been officially canned by Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Yes, as a matter of fact, publicly in front of a national television audience, Mr. Heenan dismissed by Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Who knows how that entire thing is going to end up? I'm certain it won't be long before we find out. By the way, for those of you who have questions, simply address them to All American Wrestling, Post Office Box 1538, Greenwich, Connecticut, 06836. Send them in. Any questions, we'll try answer them for you, perhaps right here. Let's go up to the ring for action.
A six-man tag team match scheduled for one fall. To my right in the ring at this time, from Mesquite, Texas, weighing 280 pounds, Mike Powers. From Kensington, Connecticut, weighing 237 pounds, Doc Butler. And from New York City, at 239 pounds, the unpredictable Johnny Rodz. And their opponents, from Tocula, Mexico, weighing 244 pounds, Tito Santana. From Culebra, Puerto Rico, at 241 pounds, Pedro Morales. And from Charlotte, North Carolina, at 280 pounds, the Junkyard Dog.
Oh, yeah! The ladies are getting down. Everybody's getting down with the Junkyard Dog and Company. The Dog with Santana and Morales in the six-man tag team match. And Johnny Rods will start things off for his side, and Pedro Morales for the other side. Pedro, former World Wrestling Federation champion, one of the all-time greats. Morales in the rope, and Rods lets him have it. And again. Morales hanging on now. Rods gives him a shove to the rope, sets him up, tries to hook him over the hip. Reversal. Morales takes Rods over. And Rods right away asserting to the referee that it was a yank of the hair, not from our vantage point.
Well, these two have faced each other before many a time, and Morales isn't going to fall for any tricks. I think that Rod's playing a little possum here, but Morales isn't going to fall for it. Takes more than a hip toss like that to hurt Johnny Rods.
Oh, look at that maneuver. Slam, kick out by Pedro. And roundhouse right missing. Rods up in the air. Morales sends the knee to the spine.
That you will feel, boy, when Morales brings you down and that drop on his knees like that jars your whole spine. And I think Johnny Rods this time isn't faking it. That is hurting him.
And a little test of strength here to a certain extent, Morales and Rods. And Pedro making his move. Oh, you could leave your shoulder hanging around somewhere in the ring with that particular maneuver. You could yank it right out, couldn't you, Bruno?
You sure could, and I'll tell you the way Morales does. Morales is strong, he knows how to use good leverage, speed, and he could take that shoulder right out of the socket. There's a tag now, and here comes Tito Santana.
Santana working on Johnny Rods. And Rods better be thinking about tagging one of his partners, as Santana. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my! And the Dog gets one in as well. The Dog is tagged. Rods still unable to tag his partner. Headbutt by the Dog. Look at Rods. Rubber legs trying to make his way over. The Dog clips him on the chin. Rods still. Johnny Rods in the wrong corner. No service to Rods. Oh, my. The Dog doing some jaw jacking in there.
Johnny wants out, but he doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know where.
He's being taken from pillar to post. Pedro Morales now with Johnny Rods. Oh, my, into the midsection. Johnny Rods realizes, I think, where he is now. He realizes he's in trouble. That's where he is. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, a triple team effort over here now. Mike Power and Ron Butler.
But all they did was hold him. Nobody did anything. They were just holding Morales.
And the Dog has a Ron Butler and a headbutt. Butler goes down. We were disappointed earlier on in the officiating of this particular referee. And this official is not oh my goodness. Power dumped right on his head by the Dog. Headbutt, dumped on it, down again. That's one way to maintain order. Power whip to the rope. Pedro Morales goes downstairs, and Power just folds up like an accordion.
When Pedro throws that left in your midsection, I'll tell you, it's got to feel like it's going right through your body. Big powerful slam.
Pedro now with Mike Power. What's he going to do? Trying to get him over for the Boston Crab. Gets him over now, and yes, that's it. It's all over. Johnny Rod's attacking the Junkyard Dog from behind just moments ago, but nonetheless, it'll stand as a victory for the threesome of Pedro Morales, Tito Santana, and the Junkyard
For your
Dog.
winners, the team of Tito Santana, Pedro Morales, and the Junkyard Dog.
Yes, sir, the Dog with Morales and Santana. This capacity crowd brought to their feet. And I think the Dog's trying to teach Pedro how to get down. All right, get down, Tito. Oh, look out, Johnny Rod's trying to spoil the fun. All right, standing by, Mean Gene Okerlund in a special interview. Let's get down with Gino.
All right, fans, World Wrestling Federation action this week. My guest, the veteran septuagenarian. Just excuse me a second. Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov. I'd like to spend a couple of moments speaking with the manager, Fred Blassie, the veteran septuagenarian entrepreneur and wrestling manager extraordinaire of the World Tag Team Champions. I read last week in the National Enquirer that you have been romantically linked to the fabulous Moolah. What about it, Freddie?
You know, I hate a hard loser, Gene. And I want to tell your wife out there, whenever he calls and he's not, he calls at home, says, I'll be late, he's with Moolah. And IRS, if he says he's expense account, he's with Moolah.
Listen, I stay at a Holiday Inn here and there, but don't be.
No, well, I'm a hard loser.
Yep, I thank you very much. Fred, that's enough, yes. Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, title defenses. There are a number of teams hot on your heels and after these title belts, Nikolai.
That's right. Since WrestleMania, we've won this belt from the Michael Tonda, Barry Windham. After we beat him fair and square, now we have all kind of competition. People want to get this belt. But to get this belt, you just need big mouth. You need to come and ring and wrestle. And me and Sheik, we are ready. So, Michael Tonda, you don't deserve the 2 match because we beat you fair and square. And everybody else, all you Americans, we on the belts, just look at it because it's hard to go get it.
I'm very curious. Khosrow Vasari, Sheikh Alahani, the Iron Sheik, has anything changed in your personal life, in your professional life, since March the 31st and WrestleMania? Again, you're holding a title belt, a championship belt.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gene Okerlund. You're an intelligent American man. You know I come from oldest country in the world.
Persia.
That's Persia. That's not the first belt I get.
No, I know that.
Okay, I expect you be intelligent, Dad. You explain to that American people, I'm not getting excited about this belt. I get a gold medal and belt since 18 years old to right now. But one thing, Mr. Gene Okerlund, bothers me.
What bothers you?
That two punk, Barry Windham and Mac Rotondo. Mr. Mac Rotondo, I know you've been University of Syracuse, New York. And I heard about wrestling team, how tough and rough was that the state. You made it. You come champion. Same is another punk. His partner, Barry Windham, Sweetwater, Texas. I just want to know who come from Sweetwater, Texas, world class, Olympic class, AU class, no, world heavyweight champion class. Mr. Mac Rotondo, Barry Windham, you guys did it good, only for your country. Hey, but now...
Yes, what about this Born in the USA, that song? Tremendous patriotism on their part.
Just like Jesse the Body said, they are jealousy. Jealousy never get you nowhere. I know all American behind you, but that doesn't gonna help you. Look at our body. Cameraman, zoom it.
Playing Roone Arledge, you gotta be here. Thank you. Nikolai Volkov, the Iron Sheik.
Number
Fred
one.
Blassie, thank you very much.
Cut out that stuff.